Peace and blessings, chosen ones. Peace and blessings. I'm fresh out of the shower because it is cooking down here. All right? It is very, very hot. I'm never going to lie to y'all. It is cooking down here. It's hot. I thought being in the Caribbean was hot, but I realized that the advantage is that we got that sea breeze. Not too much of a sea breeze popping off out here. It's cooking out here. With that being said, to my enlightened ones, to my chosen ones, to people with a soul, all right, I'm going to say something to you while it's fresh on my mind. Do not play with this heat, all right? This heat is no joke. It will unalive you. Make sure that you're staying hydrated and I'll guess say get electrolytes into your body, i.e. sugars and salts, right? Good sugars and salts, i.e. fruits, vegetables, and whatever. Minimizing starch, right? Starch buildup in the body, right? And I'll just say be mindful where you're eating, period, now. Because the stuff that I see in the news, if it's real, there are negative, low vibrating entities putting things in people's food. Even, man, it's scary, man. Like I said, it's not a good time to be on Earth, right? All right? And this is why I said to you, if you want to understand what the demiurge is, you have to understand this demiurge is very, very evil and very, very wicked and very, very malicious. All right? These are an embodiment of spirits that were removed from the planet. All right? So they no longer have bodies. Right? I think that they were banished to another dimension, and some idiotic human beings chose to welcome them back into our realm, i.e. discern and all these other stupid scientific things that they're trying to discover now. Right? They don't realize that they're letting into our dimension tormented spirits, tormented souls that now are seeking bodies again. Right? That are seeking bodies again. Right? Bodies and body parts, right? So they can function on this realm again. They're not gonna be say gigantic titans anymore, but they are seeking a body, right? I.e. clones. If you want to understand what the demiurge is with this AI merger, watch the movie I, Frankenstein. Watch the movie I, Frankenstein. Okay, then you'll have an understanding of what this AI and the robotics and the humanoid clone thing is really about. These are demons now. They were once Nephilim or whatever, right? That was banished to another realm. You can say the phantom realm, and they then found a way to come back after manipulating humans to let them come back into the realm, to come back into this world, right? To torment us, to cause us problems, right? That's why we are going into some very, very dark times. Watch the movie I, Frankenstein if you want to understand what is really, really coming. Do not play with this heat, chosen ones. It's no joke. And I have to also say this, chosen ones, enlightened ones, people with a soul. Be mindful of when people call you now claiming to be your family members, right? During 911, when people were on the planes, people were receiving strange phone calls from family members that were supposed to be flying, asking them odd questions like, you believe me, right? This is me, such and such. But in reality, it possibly could have been someone else or something else utilizing a technology to code themselves with the voice or some type of voice recognition thing that is similar to your family members. Ask your family members certain questions that they should know. Ask your family members certain questions that they should know. That will be your indication to let you know that if you're talking to a real person or you're possibly talking to a spirit from the demiurge. Ask them questions that they should know. If they don't answer it correctly, then you know the deal. Play the game, play it off, but as soon as you can, get off of that phone call. All right? You're gonna have these things happen now. All right? Where these people are gonna claim to be your family. Hey, I've been talking to you in a while. What's up? Da 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 da. Simply trying to get information from you. Chosen ones, enlightened ones, people with a soul. They have seen the timeline. They're trying to pull as much of us to hell with them as possible. Right? Thus you have this thing called temptation. All right? They're trying to corrupt as much of us as they possibly can. And they have seen your future. They have seen the timeline where you pay a vital role in things for humanity or possibly for yourself. Right? And they want to interrupt that. Chosen ones, they know who we are. Chosen ones, enlightened ones, people with a soul, they know who we are. All right? Be mindful of these things. I'm saying it to you now while it's fresh in my brain. If you want to understand what this AI merger thing is and what's coming, what's really, really coming, look at the movie I, Robot. Look at it metaphysically. All right? And anybody that you haven't spoken to in a while or you don't talk to often, ask them questions to make sure that that is really your family member. Say, hey, remember when I was 5 and such happened? Who was there? And what happened? And you understand? Do that so that you will know that you are really talking to a human being and not a spirit that is trying to get information from you about you. All right? I'm very, very serious. Chosen ones, we are heading into dark times. All right? Be aware of what's going on. It's going to get very, very scary. And I'm not trying to scare you. I want you to be prepared. The Bible says God helps those that help themselves. God helps those that help themselves. The Most High will help us if we know what is going on and not being naive or stupid. No disrespect. All right? I love you, chosen ones. I love you, enlightened ones. I love people with a soul. But be aware of the times that we're in. It's going to get very, very scary. It's going to get, I hate to say it, worse before it gets better. All right? You have a soul. You're connected to source. Do not worry about these clones, these robots, these wickedness. Just hold on to the very end. I just want to say this to you while it's fresh in my mind. Peace and blessings. Bye.